Dear students, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I will be covering PTE Essay writing, one of the most important tasks of your writing sections, but also one of the most easiest to approach. Let's take a look. PTE's essay writing is fundamentally different than what you have faced before, especially if you have taken IELTS exam. Unlike IELTS exam, PTE's essay writing is very structured, and PTE's essay writing is very specific. Pearson has specified what they want, and as long as you follow it, you are good. In today's video, we will cover task description. We will also cover the things you need to remember before you go for the test or in the test itself. Marking criteria. We will also cover checklist. We'll also cover types of essays that you face and how to write an essay every time perfectly, regardless of the type of essay it is. How to use a template and the template itself, and the demonstration by doing one essay together. The task description, as per Pearson's official guide, the task description is such: write essay tests your ability to write a short, persuasive, or argumentative essay under a strict time condition. You will see an essay question and you will have 20 minutes to plan, write, and revise an essay to address the question. Your writing skills are tested along with your knowledge of grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and written discourse. Right? Now, the skills that the question type tests are writing for a purpose, that is, you need to have a purpose to write, that you need to address the question. Supporting an opinion with details, example, and explanation. It's very important that you have details. Of course, you need to have an opinion and you give an example and explanation of that. Organizing sentences and paragraphs in a logical way. Develop complex ideas within a complete essay. So your ideas need to be complex. Using words and phrases appropriate to the context. Using accurate grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Writing under timed conditions. Things to remember. Number one is you get 1 to 2 essay questions. It will depend on your summary question. If you get 2 summary questions, you get 2 essay questions. If you get 3 summary questions, you get 1 essay question. Time allowed to answer each question is 20 minutes. Score for each question is 15 marks. Word limit is 200 to 300 words, and the score distributed to writing section only. This is the marking criteria. As I said, you will have 15 marks altogether when you talk about your essay writing. First 3 marks will be awarded for content, that whether you have answered the question. You need to have you need to be able to address the question accordingly. If the question is asking something and you are actually responding to something else, this content will not be, you will not get a good score for content. Format is about your word limit. If you write between 200 to 300 words, you get 2 marks of format. If you write between 120 to 199 or between 301 to 380, your format mark will be 1. If you write less than 120 or more than 380, that is, you are either way too long or way too short, you get a 0 in format. For development structure and coherence is that the way you logically develop, that whether your sentences follow a proper structure or whether your paragraphs follow a proper structure. Sometimes this can be the development from introduction to body paragraphs to conclusion and the joiners used in between. Then you have grammar. Of course, important fact is you need to have grammatical knowledge to write a proper essay. So see, it says shows consistent grammatical control of complex languages. So basically the system or the essay is expecting you will use certain sort of complex languages and you will have proper grammatical structure for that. General linguistic range. You need to have proper linguistic range, that you use proper words into the proper places. It says exhibits a smooth mastery of a wide range of language to formulate thoughts precisely, give emphasis differentiate and eliminate ambiguity. So basically what it is looking for is the proper word used at the proper place, and that comes up with the vocabulary range as well. The system is expecting that you use lexical repertoire, that is and idiomatic expressions and colloquialism. Now, simply speaking, the system is looking for you to use collocations. Collocations are a group of words, two or more words sitting together in English in language to mean something. Something like fast food. Now, fast and food sit together. You cannot really use quick food. Now, even though they mean the same thing. So this is what we call collocation. If you don't know what collocation is, wait for my or look out for my fill in the blanks video. I will explain that over there. Then you have 2 marks for spelling, and 2 marks will be awarded if your all spellings are correct. If you make one spelling error, you lose 1 mark, and if you make 2 spelling errors, you lose both of the marks and you get 0. Now remember, in this question type, spelling mistakes itself is not a big problem. I know it will be reflected in your enabling skill, but it will not hamper your writing overall score. This is how the system looks at your essay. If you get 0 in content, no further scoring, you don't get any other score. If your format is 0, no further scoring, you don't get any other score, you get 0 in essay. If you do well with vocabulary, that goes to your enabling score. If you do well in your spelling, that goes to your spelling score in enabling score. If you do well with grammar, that goes to your grammar section of the enabling score. If you do well in development, structure, and coherence, as well as general linguistic range, that you have used appropriate words, you have developed the essay in the way essay should be developed, that goes to your written discourse. The very reason written discourse is the enabling score that actually tells you your performance about your essay, especially whether the structural integrity of the essay was maintained or not. Your total score goes to in writing only. Now, as I have just mentioned, in your communicative score, writing gets the chunk from essay writing, whereas in enabling skills, the score goes to grammar, spelling, vocabulary, and written discourse. And amongst your total writing score, the contribution from essay is around 11 to 13%. This is the essay checklist that you should check your essay always against that. So it tells you what to do when you have to write an introduction. An introduction must have a general statement, an opinion, and a preview. A general statement is normally a restatement of the question. So that's what we will learn. Our first sentence will start in a way that actually allows you to restate the question itself. It needs to contain an opinion. Remember, when you talk about opinion, you can have 3 types of opinion. You can agree, so let's say positive. You can disagree, let's say negative. And you can have partially agreed opinion, which is positive, negative. And remember, all 3 opinions are valid. Next is preview. You get a preview, that is, you give the indication of what you are going to write in your body paragraphs. Each body paragraph must have a clear topic sentence. That is, the main idea must be there for each body paragraph, and it needs to be clear. Each body paragraph make only one main point, that is, you do not write positive and negative, or agree or disagree, or advantage or disadvantage in the same paragraph to compare between them. You keep them separate. Conclusion effectively summarize the ideas. So basically, when you write a conclusion, rather than taking a side, you need to present both of the sides. And the rest of the things are quite regular stuff, that whether they flow properly, they have cohesions, good variety of vocabs, and all those things. And one thing that I must mention is about spelling. You can follow either the US or even the UK spelling conventions. However, for one question, follow only one spelling convention. So let's say in question number 1, you have followed the US convention and you have typed something like that, FAVOR, favor. And when you have to write organize, ORGANI, on that case, instead of SE, you use ZE, organize, and the vice versa. In the next question, if you want to change it to the British way or British spelling convention, you can do that. No problem at all. Now, in PTE test, there are three types of essays normally, or actually I divided them into three types rather than going from argumentative, supportive, persuasive, blah, blah, blah. I say they are either one topic essay or two subtopic essays or problem solution essay. One topic essays are the essays that we have only one subject, that one particular thing you only describe. You can write it in all positive, all negative, positive and negative. Now, I know you might be wondering, what should I do? What should I say? Should I write only positive? Should I write only negative? Remember, all the opinions are valid, right? Just because you say positive doesn't mean that I have to say positive. Just because you say negative just doesn't mean that I have to say negative. Now, in PT, as you have seen, there are different types of essays, right? And if I actually try and write them in different ways, I have to learn different templates. To make it easier, to make it more uniform, what I have done is developed a strategy where you write only the negative part in body paragraph 1 and positive part in body paragraph 2. That means we always have an opinion that my essay will be divided into two parts. One is negative, one is positive. The reason we pick negative at the beginning is it allows us to accommodate problem solution essay as well. As you can understand, in problem solution essays, you have to talk about problem, which is negative, by the way, and give a solution, which is, of course, positive, right? As long as you understand that, you will not have any confusion. Let's go back to our slides. Now that we understand the difference between having different types of opinion and have decided that we are only going to have negative plus positive opinion, like I said, to create uniformity, I strongly recommend that you take negative, then positive opinion. In two-sided, this is an example of one topic essay where you can see it says, should universities impose penalties on students for late submission? You can easily understand in this question, the topic is universities imposing penalty on students for late submission. These are all keywords, but main topic is universities imposing penalties for late submission. Subject here is only one. It did not say any other. It did not give any other issue. It did not give us any other option. It did not say should universities impose penalties or should universities make students take extra classes for late submission, right? It did not give an option. You have to come up with an option, right? So that's why there is only one subject, and the subject is universities imposing penalties or penalizing students. And when you write, don't be worried about the word discuss. It is actually asking you to discuss both of the sides in a sense. So we have already decided that we're going to write about negative in one paragraph and positive in one paragraph. So basically what we're going to do is write about why imposing penalties on students can have negative impact and why imposing penalties on students can have positive impact. This is the example of one topic essay. Two subtopic essays are the essays where you have two different subjects under one main subject, right? Here you can write about all positive, like positive about one subject in one paragraph and positive about another subject in another paragraph. We can do the other one, but we have already decided that we will do negative about one topic in one paragraph, and in another paragraph we will do positive about the other topic. Now you have to keep this one in mind, that you will always have to write about both of the sides, that is both of the topics. The mistakes I found most of the students make in this question type is not about deciding positive or negative. It is rather deciding whether they will write about which side they will pick, which topic they will pick. The question is actually demanding that you pick both of the sides. An example of two subtopic essay is here. You can see that is television is a form of entertainment or information. Here, the main subject is of course television, and entertainment and information. Both of them are two functionalities of television. That is, in one paragraph you have to write about entertainment, another paragraph you have to write about information. You can write about positive here, negative here, or you can make it negative here, positive here. Both are fine. Righty. As I have just mentioned, this question has two functions of the topic. Television is topic television. One is entertainment, another one is information. And you also have, you must address both of the sides to get a better score. Problem solution answers are pretty straightforward. It will have a problem or reason. You have to discuss about the reason or the problem or the reason behind the problem, and then give a solution based on the problem. Now, address the problem in the first paragraph, provide a solution in the second paragraph. We already discussed that. That will enable you to bring a uniform structure or template and always write negative first, positive second. Example, let's see, it says, in today's world, different government and international organizations are confronting many global problems. What is the most pressing problem among them, and give solution. So basically, out of all the global problems, you have global warming. At the moment, you can think of COVID problem. You have this climate change. You have this global trade inequality. All these things, you choose a problem and you give a solution based on that. Now, don't worry about if it says solutions. You don't really have that much of a space and time in your PTE test to give multiple solutions. So you have to have one problem and one solution. Now that we know what are the different types of essays, let's learn how to do the essay. So in my suggestion is you always type the template first. Doesn't matter what the essay type is, because we now know even if it is different types of essays, we will have only one template to follow. And plan your essay. To plan your essay, first find the keywords, then decide what's your topic, then write down one negative and one positive idea using the keywords and topics in full sentences. It is very important that you find out all the keywords and you use same keywords to write down the ideas. In your test, don't try to use too much synonyms from the content or from the question, because these are the keyword mapping that the system is looking for. Fill up the template and recheck before you submit. This is as simple as it goes. Let's learn the template. So this is the introduction of the template. The introduction is saying the importance or effect, either one of them, or it will depend on the topic, right? A topic which was always debatable has become more controversial. So what it is allowing you to do is, just because you are using the topic here, the topic that you have discovered from the question, it is technically allowing you to restate your introduction, restate your question. That means that general statement. Second sentence, while persuasive arguments are favoring the topic, contentions about the subject matter are also pivotal. So basically we said we will always have this negative positive situation. So this is it, because of because of the fact that I have said there are persuasive arguments. That is, the one part of, there are some people who support this argument and there are people who will not support this argument. Idea one, so we should already have our ideas. We will plan our ideas in a moment. Idea one and idea two are the two justifications that will be emphasized in this essay to reach a rational conclusion. So this is the end of my introduction. Here what I have done is I've given a general statement, I've given an opinion, I've also given a demonstration, or I've also given a preview what I'm gonna write in body 1 and body 2. So this idea 1 is the one I'm gonna write in body 1, and this idea 2 is I'm gonna write in body 2. Let's look at body 2. Body 1. In body 1, I'm saying at the outset there are numerous reasons why or ways how. Please use either one of them, either reasons why or ways how. Don't use both of them, or don't mix them up. Topic has some negative aspects, but the most alarming one lies in the fact that idea 1, remember we have already given our idea 1, and we already created our idea 1, my bad. This can be a contributing factor to explanation. We're going to discuss about how to produce idea in a moment, and we just need to give a bit small explanation. For instance, research in this area invariably shows that. Then I give an example. For this reason, negative impacts of topic should not be ignored. Now, it may, don't feel overwhelmed. Idea does not need to be very complicated. Remember, you already are writing your idea within a very complex sentence. So even your simplest of the presentation will make it very complex. In order to write your idea, always remember that you need to use keywords from the question to write down your idea, right? So let's discuss about the television and entertainment, right? Let's say this is the negative idea I'm talking about. So I can say, spending too much time in entertainment via TV. Please don't do TV in your exam, do television. TV can hamper students' study time. Now see, I did not try to use synonyms. I directly use the word entertainment, television. I'm just simply saying spending too much time on TV will hamper students' study time or will reduce students' study time. Very simple, and this can be a contributing factor to think about what happens or how things happen or why things happen. So if a student is spending too much time in watching TV, in entertainment, what is happening? He may have poor result. So I can say, and this can be a contributing factor to poor result or bad result, whatever you would like to say. For instance, research in this area invariably shows that here, see, I have used the word research in this area invariably shows that. That means whatever you say, you are talking about a research. I found two methods very useful in giving proper example. Number one is comparison. Just compare between those who are not doing it and those who are doing it. For instance, research in this area invariably shows that students who spend too much time in entertainment can produce or come up with a poor result or poor grade compared to those who spend less time. So I'm comparing between who does and who doesn't. Right? For this reason, negative impacts of the topic should not be ignored. Next one is body paragraph 2. Let's take a look. Nevertheless, some people believe that the topic or problem. Remember, if it is a problem solution essay, use the problem and say can be addressed with. Sorry, this is a mistake. It should be here. Can be addressed with. And if it is a normal essay, just say topic has some positive facets. However, the most predominant one stems from the fact that then it gives you idea number 2, which is the positive idea, which is beneficial and necessary. As an illustration, the findings of some studies reveal that. You have your example. Oh, I think I forgot to mention about the second formula of doing an example. Second formula is use number. So just give a percentage. So you can say, students who spend 1 hour extra on entertainment every week produces 10% lower than average results, right? Something like that. Therefore, the importance of topic is undeniable. Conclusion from what has been discussed above, it can be concluded that the impact of topic is damaging, although the presented idea too should not be overlooked. Let's take a look. Let's take an essay and do a proper planning. So the question is, the population in cities has been increasing. Discuss the positive and negative impacts of this on the education system. So what's happening if the population is increasing in the city, especially on the education system? So of course it is one topic essay, number 1. Number 2, keywords are increased population, cities, education system. Topic itself is impacts of overpopulation on education system. Please, I would rather request do not use the word overpopulation, rather use increased population. It will give more similarity to the topic. Negative idea, increased population in cities create stress in the available resources on the education system. As you can see, I tried not to change the keywords, and I'm just saying that because too many people will be there, it will create stress on the available resources. Positive idea is increased population in cities, create more competition in the education system, and produce better result. The good thing is, of course, yeah, if you have more people, there will be more competition, and of course, more competitions produce better graduates or result. Now that I have got everything right, let's put them into the template. Now the template says the importance of effect of, as it is increased population, so I'm just using effect of. The effect of increased population on the education sector, which was always debatable, has become more controversial. While persuasive arguments are favoring the topic, contentions about the subject matter are also pivotal. Increased stress on the education system and higher competition are the two justifications that will be emphasized in this essay to reach a rational conclusion. What I did here is put my topic and the keywords here, and in here I have put my first idea, which is the negative idea, and the second idea, which is the positive idea, and said they will help me to come to a reasoned conclusion. Next is filling up the gap with template body one, of course. It says at the outset, there are numerous reasons why increased population in cities, my topic, has some negative aspects, but the most alarming one lies in the fact that it creates stress. What is this it? I'm using it to replace this topic. Of course, I have the whole topic written here. There's no reason for me to just repeat it again. It creates a stress in the available resources on the education system, and this can be a contributing factor to less care for the students' need. Of course, if you have less staff, more students, students will have less care. For instance, research in this area invariably shows that students in more populated cities get less time from the teachers. So I'm just saying, in more populated cities or overpopulated cities, teachers give less time to their students. For this reason, negative impacts of overpopulation on the education system should not be overlooked. Next is body 2. It says, nevertheless, some people believe that the impacts of the increased population have some positive facets. However, the most predominant one stems from the fact that it creates healthy competition for students and produce better results. So, of course, we know that, yes, it creates, it should be creates and produces, my bad, typo, because it has the word it. Now that, can you see that I have made a mistake here, in terms of grammar? I did not use creates and produces. I didn't forget to use as or es. It's a third person singular number. In order to avoid this whole dilemma, you can use a modal verb after the subject. You can, if I had said it can, on that case, I could have easily used create without thinking whether it is right or wrong, because after modal verb, you are supposed to use the first person of the you're supposed to use the root form of the verb. And then I'm continuing, which is beneficial and necessary. As an illustration, the findings of some studies reveal that 70% of the students who get accepted at the top universities are from overpopulated cities. So basically what's happening, because of the higher competition and better result, more and more of the students who are getting into the top universities are actually coming from these overpopulated places. Therefore, the importance of increased population on the education system is undeniable. Right. Now, let's look at the conclusion. From what has been discussed above, it can be concluded that the impact of increased population on the education system, so I'm presenting my topic, is damaging. So that means I am covering the negative side. So damaging is, of course, negative. Although the presented fact of increased competition should not be overlooked. So the fact that it is increasing population, giving me a better result, I don't need to explain everything here. I've already done that in body paragraphs. Of course, is something positive, and they should not be overlooked just because, they have some stress. You cannot take it off. Now, this is the end of PTE Essay lesson. If you have any question about essay, you are always welcome to reach out to me on my email or on my WhatsApp. You will find my details in the description of this video. I hope this essay structure, template and lesson will help you. If you need any other help with your PTE preparation, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. And if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell button. You will get notification of whenever I upload any video. On that note, that's the end of today.